Alright guys, welcome to week 2 of the Region Unlocked League Extra Swiss style Generation 4 based draft league. Well, this season is the Sinnoh based draft league, off of the Hot Gold Salt Silver rule set. And here is my team. I am playing DatSilentJabrewni, and we've got a pretty interesting matchup here. He has Metagross is one of his favorite Pokemon, and he picked it first overall. And Metagross this generation is very, very strong because this is before Generation 6 with the introduction of Fairy type, which resulted in the reform to the type matchups of the Steel type. Back in this gen, it had a type interaction with every single type, which included having a basic resistance to Shadow, to Ghost, and Dark, which means that Metagross is neutral to both of these types, which makes him weak to only Fire and Ground. What Pokemon dual typing in this generation does that remind you of, I wonder? Alongside that, he's got another very strong Psychic switch in Umbreon, as well as Skuntank. He has a very scary offensive Mon in Heracross, whose base 85 speed is very good against a lot of the Pokemon on my draft. He has Arcanine, at base 95, faster than all of my Pokemon, except for Frostlass and Drapion and Speedtang. Sorry, except for Frostlass and Crobat and Speedtang with Drapion. He has Torterra and Swampert, neither of which are weak to Water, as his two ground types. Metagross, Torterra, and Swampert are his Stealth Rock setter options. He has Jumpluff, Skuntank, Metacham, and Swellow. Swellow is very fast and very intimidating. He's coming off of a 1-0 win last week, and we're coming off of a 2-0 win, which clearly means that we're the favourite to win. Something that those of you watching may have noticed is he has literally 0 water resists in that entire team. Torterra is a grass type, but it is neutral to water due to its ground typing. Oh, sorry, no, he has Jumpluff. Literally Jumpluff, who is weak to Kabutops' stab, as well as not resisting the steel stab of Empoleon, and also just generally being a Jumpluff, not particularly bulky, weak to Stealth Rock, and though immune to spikes. He also does not have a Rapid Spin user, which means that when I set up hazards, those hazards are there to stay. And in line with that, he also has no Weathermon. With the Abomasnow that I picked up this week having dropped Cresselia, he cannot change the weather that I set, which means that snow is up to stay. My Snowcloak Pokemon get the evasion boost, which is pretty nice, and his entire team gets chipped, except with no exceptions, because he does not have an Ice type. His only Ice resist being Metagross and Arcanine. So this is obviously a pretty good matchup for my Ice types. Metagross and Arcanine are both weak to ground, so this is like the OU Mamoswine thing, except without anyone having a Rotom Wash. Ice and Ground just go in against his entire team, as well as Water-type moves. So I have a Focus Sash, Snowcloak, Frostlass, or Snowcloak is its only ability, but Focus Sash, Taunt, and then Ice Beam, Hidden Power Ground. This generation, Hidden Power is base 70, which means that it is considerably stronger. Shadow Ball, unfortunately, not super effective against the Metagross, but Hidden Power Ground hits both the Metagross and the Arcanine super effectively. Taunt means that I can stop him setting up hazards with his Torterra and Swampert, and Spikes are really good because he has no way to remove them, and it means that I get a baseline of chip against Metagross, Torterra, and Swampert. So pretty valuable, I'd say. It's also immune to Fake Out if he wanted to lead Metacham. I believe Fake Out exists this generation? You may have noticed that I was checking out what generations things start existing. Yeah, Fake Out exists this generation. So yeah, VGC. Classic VGC in 2008, I think. I remember watching that Worlds. So this is a pretty interesting matchup for me because Ice obviously goes in. I do have to run max speed on my Frostlass so that it will speed tie with the Jumpluff, and it will still be slower than the Swellow, but it does kind of hurt the Swellow. I probably wouldn't stay in on Swellow. I have some okay switch-ins to Swellow Stab with Kabutops and Empoleon. But yeah, Spikes, Taunt, Ice Beam, Hidden Power Ground, very strong offensively. Spikes are very good utility against his team. Then we have Kabutops, Splash Plate, because again, he has no water resist besides Jumpluff, so Waterfall and Aqua Jet are incredibly strong against his entire team. Aqua Jet with the boost should be able to pick off basically any of his Pokemon. I speed tie with Medicham at base 80, assuming that it's not Scarf, which it may well be. I don't know yet, obviously. It can just do a lot of damage against a lot of his team. And I have Swift Swim just in case he sets up Rain for some reason. I didn't feel particular need for Battle Armor because my speed tier is generally pretty decent against a lot of the team. But obviously better with Swift Swim. That's so that I would so much that when I'm trying to sweep, I'm not too worried about getting crit. Crobat is Heat Wave Air Slash with some special attack and a lot of physical defense, as well as some special defense just in case he has Psychic on Metagross. Heat Wave Air Slash hits his entire team for neutral super effective damage. Neutral stab or super effective damage because his only Air Slash resist is Metagross. And yeah, Roost and Whirlwind. Whirlwind will be able to do a significant amount of damage to his team because I'll be able to put up rocks and spikes and he won't be able to deal with it, whereas I'll be able to deal with his hazards, either through taunting any of his Pokemon with rocks, or through setting up hazards myself. Crobat will just be able to do that. He's also pretty decent at tanking hits, so that Whirlwind can stop if I was playing, say, an Agility Metagross set with this quite bulky set. So that is the plan. A Bomb Snow, Choice Scarf. This Scarf set is faster than Arcanine, so it's slower than his two fastest mons, but it does do a lot of damage to them with Ice Shard. With a combination of Max Special Attack Modest, Blizzard, and Hidden Power Ground, it goes through most of his team. Wood Hammer is just a really strong option if I do wind up needing it, same with Ice Shard if I need the priority. But most likely I'll just be clicking Blizzard or Hidden Power Ground, basically the same with Froslass, Abomasnow, Mamoswine. I have Earthquake, Ice Shard. I had Superpower specifically for the Umbreon, just because Umbreon's bulky. This is more just for if it's a physically defensive set. Bright Powder, Snow Cloak, and then I have Protect to deal, to help rack up hail damage, as well as to help rack up hail damage, and to protect on Medicham High Jump Kicks. Because Medicham speed ties, but it might be Scarf, is the thought process. Empoleon, a physically defensive leftover set. Surf hits almost the entire team. Stealth Rock he can't really deal with, and then Roar just to phase Pokemon around if for some reason I don't feel the need to surf them, or if I'm worried that Heracross is coming in. Though I believe this set does take a hit from a Heracross. I don't remember what abilities Heracross gets this generation because I am bad, but I don't believe it gets Guts yet. I think it's just Moxie and Swarm, but I might be wrong. But Surf is really strong against a lot of his team. I've got the 40 special attack to help boost it. I think that was so that if I get hit by a Thunder Punch from Metagross, the Torrent boosted Surf does enough that it'll be in range of Heat Wave from Crobat guaranteed, as well as, or was it maybe for Aqua Jet from Kabutops, one of the two. So I generally should be able to chip through a lot of his team quite easily, quite consistently, and hopefully be able to pull out a win against him. If we can stay in the top ranking for the Swiss, then that would be really solid. I'm not entirely sure which way he's going to go in terms of bringing his team. I do definitely expect the Metagross. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he brought Torterra and Swampert, even though Torterra obviously is quite weak to all my ice types. It's the closest he has to a resist to Kabutops. Besides, Jump Off just gets Stone Edged and dies, so, as well as, I don't know, Jump Off might take, well, I think Jump Off would probably wind up running max bulk. Right? Yeah, or literal defensive investment. But it just does not have very good defenses. Oh, that's Adamant Life, so we'll be doing less than that, but look, Stone Edge does a lot, and then if we gave it Giga Drain, it just, well, memes us as well, I guess, but it just, I'm not incredibly worried about it. It's not difficult for my team to chip down or my team to deal with, outside of just the general fact that it is admittedly annoying. I think the main set then, was the, Sleep Powder Encore substitute set, just to try and stall, or technically I believe it was, it was anti-stall, because stall had a lot of difficulty breaking through the set in the generation, but it's obviously not an incredibly serious Pokemon. It was more just a meme sort of set that you could use. I've messaged my opponent, and hopefully I'll hear from him. Yeah. I think I've got a pretty okay chances this matchup, but Metagross, like, I'm taking Metagross very seriously, so if he builds a team with, I don't know, I think I've got good enough answers to Swellow that I don't think Swellow can meme me. Hopefully Swellow doesn't wind up memeing me. It is very fast, and I did not run speed for it on Crobat. Crobat, I only ran speed for... that's not... I only ran speed for Adamant Swallow, because that's also speed for Jumpluff. So I ran speed for Jumpluff, which is about the same as Adamant Swallow, and I thought that was the best way to go about it. I don't know how much speed I would anticipate him bringing on Swallow, but obviously if it gets a Guts boost, Swallow can be pretty strong. I'd say that's probably one of the Pokemon I'm more concerned about, as well as potentially a Trick Room team. If he brings Trick Room, I believe he has Trick Room setters in Metagross and the Metacham. I believe they get Trick Room this generation, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll actually pull that up while I'm waiting on my opponent. Yeah, I believe both of them get... I'm pretty sure both of them get Trick Room in Generation 7. And I believe they both would get Trick Room in this generation as well. No, Metagross doesn't get Trick Room. Metacham doesn't either. I don't need to worry about that. Do they both get Trick Room this year? But Trick Room was introduced this generation, which is obviously, I'd say, fairly present. Neither of them get Trick Room. I don't know why I thought Metacham got Trick Room. I don't think any of his Pokemon can set up Trick Room if neither of them can. Unless I'm missing something here, which I don't think I am. Doesn't have Gallade. He doesn't have a Ghost type, so it's none of the Ghost types that get Trick Room. He doesn't have a Porygon. Or any of the Porygons. Stanley gets Trick Room? What? Very professionals. Alright. I have heard. It is known. Oh, that's right. It's been a while since I've actually played him in a league, though. That's not the right generation. That's definitely not the right generation. Generation 4, Uba. Alright. The challenge is set, the die is cast, and the battle will commence. It's interesting to see what his lead Heracross. That's terrifying. That's completely terrifying. How much do I do to Heracross? 39 to 46. Frostlass is not known for being incredibly strong. Do I get the damage or do I go for the spike? He can't be Scarf and like lock into something. He does get Guts. I'm going for the damage. He is Scarf confirmed. Which means that I can go fairly freely into my Empoleon and set up Stealth Rock. Oh, and Frostlass is Ice type, so it won't be killed automatically by my own memes. Okay, well that was, we know that he's Scarf, we don't know whether he's Adamant or Jolly, I think. I can calc against Empoleon, but I don't think... that wasn't a set that looked like it revealed much, yeah. Can he get that if he's Adamant? Okay, we know that he's not Adamant. I'm gonna click Roar. He's in B. Oh, wait, am I getting spoiled? I'm just gonna... I think there's a setting to turn off nicknames. Battle options. Ignore nicknames. Please click. Okay, cool. Sorry for anyone who saw the spoilers. I personally am trying to avoid spoilers. Scun tank. Explosion does 67 to 78. Surf does more. Well, it does less, but it does a lot. Alright, that looks like a very bulky Swampert. 29 to 35 looks like I did 35, so can I do that too? No bulk. Yeah, technically I have no idea what kind of Swampert he is, though his leftovers do lead to the conclusion that he is a bulkier variant of Swampert. I'm gonna go hard Frostlass. If he Earthquakes, then I lose Frostlass. That's fine. Technically he can switch into Woodhammer, but realistically, I don't believe that he can. It's a fairly strong move. Off of a base 120 base power move off of my 92 base attack. Not a crazy amount, but base power is strong. Apparently not as strong as Umbreon's defenses, but strong. I never got that spike up, which is unfortunate, but I think that's fine. I'm going hard on Empoleon. I don't really see a reason to go to any of my other Pokemon. Empoleon should check this Curse variant of Umbreon pretty well. I'm going to stop highlighting his Pokemon so it doesn't tell me the nicknames. Not surprised that Umbreon is in. Sorry to anyone who was trying to avoid the spoilers as to the decks. I think this video will actually be coming out after the game does, though, so that shouldn't be as much of a concern. That did nothing. Well, I don't see a reason that I can't just surf again, honestly. If I burn his Moonlight PP, that's pretty good. I'm going to Roar here, even though technically a crit would kill. So maybe that's a play I should be making, but I'm not going to try for that. Alright, awesome. This is not good that I don't have spikes up, but I know that he's not leftovers, at least. I don't want to know that. Alright, I don't get recovery while I have Hail up. I didn't think about that. That's fine, I'm gonna surf. I'm gonna protect. Does Crobat kill from this range? Let's look at Metagross. Surf does. Yeah, unfortunately I stayed out of Torrent range. If I'd only had gotten below that 34. Earthquake does 59. 53.9 to 63.6, so... Could he be Jolly? He could be Jolly with that roll. No. Yes, he could... No. That damage is not... He could be not max attack Jolly, but he couldn't be just max attack Jolly. I think I have to go Crobat here. I'm pretty sure Crobat kills the Metagross from here with Heat Wave. 34 to 40, he's at 30%. Does he have anything which wants to switch in on Crobat fairly well? I don't have Spike Up, which is really annoying for dealing with the Swampert, but I'm going to go for the Heat Wave here anyway. Bullet Punch Chip, that's fair. I'm really glad I didn't miss the Heat Wave. Mamoswine still hasn't come out. Mamoswine is still very strong against the team. If he goes Crobat, it's a good thing that It's not a good thing that my Empoleon doesn't have any recovery, huh? Alright, he's probably going to try and set up Stealth Rock here, which is a fair play. How much did I do to Umbreon with Woodhammer? 34. So I do about 70%. Yeah. I like the play of Harder Bomb Snow. Yeah, I figured he was going... Sorry, I figured he was going to set Stealth Rock up there. I think I said that, but if I didn't, that was why I made the play that I did. And I still think it's very difficult for him to switch in to Woodhammer. Actually, would Swampert be in range of Blizzard? Yeah. Given that I am modest. 44 to 51, no. So Woodhammer is my play again. That cry is so gross. Yeah. He's probably... Oh, if I was him, I would go for Pursuit here. So do I stay in? I'll probably stay in if I think he's going for Pursuit. Because I would die if he clicks Pursuit. And I don't if I don't switch out. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go for Pursuit here. So I'm gonna go for Woodhammer, predicting Pursuit. Or Explosion. I actually have difficulties killing Swampert now. I think I have to go Kabutops. Okay, Kabutops is not Intimidate for some reason. It's Flash Fire. I don't have a Fire type, so I don't know... Oh no, I have my Mortar, but I don't know why. I'm going to just assume that he is offensive. And he's not... I know that he's not Intimidate, so 54 to 64. Even if he's Choice Band, that he can't kill me. So... I'm going to Rapid Spin here. Please don't flinch me. Okay, good. He did not flinch me. Now Aqua Jet kills here. Which means that I'm in, and I have Aqua Jet pressure for Heracross and Waterfall pressure for Umbreon and Swampert. Aqua Jet is pretty good against the Heracross. Just all the chip that I can get on the Heracross is good. Alright, I have to Waterfall. Hopefully I flinch. I did not flinch. Well, hopefully I get the roll. No idea if that's even a roll I can get, but if I can get it, I'll take. Actually, he dies anyway. So how do I win? Heracross, Mamoswine. Mamoswine is Bright Powder with Snow Cloak, so hopefully it can just dodge everything. Ice Shot is 27 to 32, so I'll need to hit 2 Ice Shots, which means I'll need to not take a close combat. I need to go Mamoswine. I'll go Mamoswine, and then if Heracross comes out, I think I can protect for free. How much did I say, dude? 27 to 32. I'm gonna go Crobat. Predicting them to stay in, get a Roost off. And then start Air Slashing. I'm actually gonna go for Whirlwind here. Because I think I deal with this better than I... Oh god, that is nothing! That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna Whirlwind here. You mind if I Whirlwind here? I'm a Heat Wave. I hate that he's playing better than me. Alright, I have to go hard Mamoswine. I have to go hard Mamoswine and get the superpower off. Oh, that's not good. Is he in range of another one? I don't think he is. He may be. He's +1 defense. So the fact that I did 44 means he's not max defense. It means they probably are special defense. So at -1... No, at -1 I do 27 to 32, so I can't kill it from here. So I have to go on Polion, and I think I have to effectively stall him out of paybacks. Oh, actually, while I'm in Torrent, that's actually good for me. I do more damage than he heals while I am a Torrent boosted. And he just dies. Awesome, I'll take that. Empoleon, Torrent. Torrent is good. In my investment, it was good. Yeah, I think this is pretty decent positioning. I'm glad that he... I mean, I kind of wish I hadn't gone hard Empoleon, because I didn't really need to on the Moonlight. I could have just kind of tried to stall him out. But yeah. Did you guys notice that I dodged the close combat with the Mamoswine? That was so unnecessary. It was hilarious. I kind of wish I was Life Orb, honestly, rather than... I couldn't decide what item I wanted, so I just went with Bright Powder, because technically there's no downside to it. But that was a pretty fun game to DatSilentJabrewni, Walk Me Dead, whichever one he prefers to go by. Metagross was pretty scary. I guess I had under-prepped a lot more for the Swampert than I realized. Yeah, Swampert does not take very much. I build some of my teams these days without calcs, so I don't realize sometimes that defensive sets of mons take nowhere near as much as I would expect them to, especially without being able to get the spikes up. I wasn't sure if he was going to rock or earthquake on that turn. Kind of wish I'd gone a Bomb Snow, honestly. But yeah, that was a really fun game. It was a closer game than the 3-0 makes it look like, but all my Pokemon were fairly weak, and I had a lot of difficulty breaking through a lot of the Pokemon on his team. I was basically going to rely entirely on stalling Umbreon down, which he really didn't have any need to let me do at all. I didn't have any way of getting recovery on my Empoleon, because I didn't have anything to turn off of Hail. So eventually it would have chipped me down if I didn't play as well as I did around it. So that was a good game. He brought very scary sets. And the explosion on Skuntank was pretty good. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please watch next week. We're staying in the undefeated pools for Swiss. And I think this differential's not bad in terms of normal resistance. Yeah. I'm not sure whether I'll be playing someone who is sitting at 1-1 or someone who's sitting at 2-0 next week. It'll come down to resistance of the opponent I played last week, who hasn't played their last game yet. But I suppose we will wait and see. I am really digging Empoleon. I'm really digging Mamoswine. I think Cresselia was really good on the team last week, but Abomasnow has really good team synergy in ways that Cresselia just doesn't. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.